Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I'm the Education Coordinator here at the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame. Really excited to have with us here today Karlee Burgess. She's from Toronto, Nova Scotia, and she's a world champion and a youth Olympic champion in the sport of curling. So we're very excited to have her on the call today. I want to introduce you a little bit about the Sport Hall of Fame and what we do here before we start chatting with Karlee. So we have an education program called the Future Hall of Famers. Basically what we do is we honor, we celebrate the success and dedication of our Nova Scotia sport heroes. So we travel the province and give these really cool presentations to school groups and youth on the importance of goal setting and overcoming obstacles and really believing in yourself. And that's where these sport heroes like Karlee come in and share their experiences with the kids as well. So we talk a lot about our Nova Scotia sport heroes because of course we come from a small province and it's amazing and incredible what these people have done for us here in Nova Scotia, and we're super proud to be able to honor their accomplishments and their successes. And so we are very fortunate to have with us here today one of our own Nova Scotia sport heroes, and that is Karlee Burgess. So
growing up, my family was always involved with curling, and I remember when I was little, I was probably about like 5 or 6, I would like sit on the backboards, watch my dad, or he would sit me on the curling rock and push me down the ice. So I kind of really grown up watching my parents curl and everyone in my family curled. So it was kind of in my blood to try curling. And then I just kind of fell in love with the sport. And I was really lucky enough at a young age, probably about 10 or 11, I got on a competitive junior girls team and I had a lot of fun with them. And I was really lucky enough to have a coach, Andrew Atherton, that allowed me to grow with him. And we competed in my first World Juniors together. Around when I was like 10, I had a small curling team from Berwick, Nova Scotia is where I first started curling. And then eventually I moved to Toronto and I branched out and had girls from all over the province. So yeah, I made a lot of good friends that way and my support system was great. And it still is amazing. Like my parents do a lot for me in curling. I wouldn't be where I am right now without them. So
what would be your role on that team?
Right. So for most of my curling career, I've been second. This past year, I moved to Manitoba to curl with some girls to pursue my dreams of winning my last year of World Juniors as a junior. So I stepped up to third this year. I will be throwing rocks 5 and 6. There's 8 rocks in an end. And for me, it's a little bit different. I'm a unique individual playing third this year because I won't be going in the house. Usually the third goes in the house to hold the broom for the skip, the last thrower. But I've always been a front ender, so I like sweeping. So I throw third rocks, but I will sweep for my skip when she's throwing her last 2 rocks.
And what's that like, making that adjustment?
Yeah, so it was different. Like third is a really key role because you are a mediator for the whole team. You see the front end, you see the back end, and you're setting your shots up for your skip, and you want your skip to have the best shot for ourselves to set up for a good end. The girls all supported me because they knew I've never played it before. And then I just had a really good support system around me. Like my team all knew I wasn't comfortable playing that position, but we all thought I was capable of it. So yeah, we just ran from there and it worked out good. So
yeah, that's always good when it works out, for sure.
It's pretty heavy in season, probably like 4 times on the ice. And then every weekend we're traveling. And in the gym 3 times a week with a trainer. And then the summer is pretty heavy with just off ice training. So right now it's a little bit different as I'm home in Nova Scotia, but my trainer's up in Manitoba. So a lot of it is over the phone. We'll do meetings and then I'll have an app where I register what I do on the off days and he sends me some workouts.
What it's like coming from this small province of Nova Scotia and not only traveling the world, but competing and winning all over the world. How does that feel?
Pretty fun because for example, I went away a couple years ago. I think it was for Youth Olympics and then Worlds back to back. And I only had 2 weeks to turn around between them. And I came home one day and there was a huge banner outside and it was like, welcome home to the Youth Olympic champion. And then the curling club here in Toronto had a banner for me on the inside of the club. So like just things like that, being from a small town, it's just everyone supports you. I love being from Nova Scotia and I will always wear Nova Scotia on my heart, even though I'm competing in a different province this year, but yeah, and traveling around the world, I've been really fortunate enough to be able to do that at such a young age as well. And I really do love competing internationally, but playing in Canada and playing in your home province is always my favorite. So,
can you talk a little bit about university and kind of playing sport at that level?
yeah, so I'm actually going into my 5th year of kinesiology here at Dalhousie University. But this past year, I did move to Manitoba to curl with some girls up there because it was my last year of juniors. So juniors is an under 21, and this year I've actually aged out. But I wanted to set myself up for the best possible opportunity to represent Canada one more time in my junior career. So I met these girls last year at junior nationals and I saw a lot of potential. So we were kind of just chit-chatting at nationals, and then I reached out to them a couple weeks after, and then they were really excited that I reached out and potentially could have the possibility to curl together. So we kind of just started talking, and then for me, I thought it was the best move to set myself obviously up to wear the maple leaf. So I decided to move to Manitoba. So I'm going back out there this year as we hope to get points for the Olympic trials in 2022. That is the goal, to get to the trials. And then potentially things are still well with our team. Olympics in 2026 is our ultimate goal. So
obviously you can tell you're very passionate about it. And that's so great. It's awesome for kids to see that as well. Just kind of speaking about passion, was there somebody that helped you pursue that passion? Somebody that you look up to, a hero, a role model?
I guess my family allows me to have the passion for curling. Like, they've helped me in so many ways that I can't even when I couldn't drive, they would drive me everywhere. They'd be there. Like, my mom still tries to come every single weekend. Even when I'm in Manitoba, she'll fly a couple times in the winter. Like, they do so much for me, and they have allowed me to love the sport as much as I really do. But I guess when I look up to people, I've always kind of looked up to Jennifer Jones, because she's done like everything in the sport of curling, and she's just such a great role model for the sport of curling. And she has also such a determination and drive when she steps on the ice. And I want to kind of have that same look as she does when she curls. So I would say Jennifer Jones is probably my role model. Yeah.
That's awesome, and a great role model to have, no question about that. So you've traveled all over the world, as you said before, but is there one competition or one time or one practice or something like that that really stands out for you, a favorite memory that you have from curling?
One that I really look back on is 2016, is the Youth Olympics. That memory is like really special. It's a very unique thing for athletes. A lot of people don't really know about the Youth Olympics, but I want to encourage a lot of people to get to know a little bit more about it, because it's an awesome opportunity and it mimics a real Olympics. So it opened my eyes to a lot of different sports that I never heard of, because there was maybe 50 different disciplines of sport and hundreds of athletes on Team Canada. So one memory I just remember is at the opening ceremonies, and there was thousands of people outside. There's fireworks everywhere. There's a stage. Like, it was incredible. Like, and it was also unique because I was playing with 2 other guys and my teammates. So it was a team that was selected across Canada. So these 2 guys were selected from BC and we were selected from Nova Scotia. So I didn't really know them when we got selected, and I've never played on a mixed team before that. So it was very new to learn how to play with guys. That was new, and we're all still really good friends and best friends. So it's nice that I met people across the world that I get to play with. So as well, the last memory I had was probably just this year. It was such a different year for me, as I didn't really know these girls going into the year, but our goal is to win the Worlds, and we had a couple months together, and it worked out so well. And then we get to travel to Russia together.
Wow.
So it was very different. And my family was there as well. So it was just really special to finish off my junior career on like such a high note with like amazing people. So
for those that don't know, Karlee actually was a summer student here at the Sport Hall of Fame last summer. So she got to know us a little bit and was able to work in the hall and really give these presentations to kids in real life at one point. So we hope to have you back here maybe one day, and we can do that again sometime. Yeah, all the best And thank you again for joining us on the call today.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
We'll talk soon. Take care.
Thanks.